Hey folks, Twisted Christian. Want to give you guys an update on Hop On Inc. I gave this alert to my Patreon subscribers on February 11th. I did actually make a video and post that a week ago. So around February 11th, the low was at 0.0037, then 0.0035, and then actually on February the 22nd, it actually hit, and so the stock did go over a penny. So that was a big milestone for the stock. So it's currently sitting at 0.008, and I've already shared information on the previous video. But one of the things that I'm going to show you as far as their Twitter, and the CEO has been posting, they're giving updates. They have some really good updates that are supposed to be coming out, and also some good news. The stock so far to me is a good midterm investment. It could be a short-term investment. I don't expect it to, because I do believe the CEO is doing things, especially he's doing things right now, and also too, the stock is shorted, and he's also trying to, get the shorts out of the stock. This stock at one point was very, very cheap, and you can see right here he talks about trying to make people millionaires. So let's see if this thing does really happen. So I'm really excited about it. Like I said, you guys need to do your research. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you guys updates on things that I've already discussed. So for those of you who do have the stock, hold on. I do expect a lot of changes coming up in the future. We should see some here over the next week. We should actually see some news from the company, and we should see some updating from the company. And I want to see what their news is, and see where we go from there, and really check out what they're doing. So until we get that information, I'll be able to be a better judge of that, because I don't want to tell everybody to hold on long term and it ends up being a short term stock. The stock market is very volatile, so I'm not an expert. I'm learning just like everybody else, and I'm just sharing with you my journey, and I'm taking this journey with this particular stock, and we'll see how far this journey goes. I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of goals that I do want to reach, and I don't want to sit around anymore. And I've learned from a lot of the mistakes made over the summer as far as trading, and that's why I didn't share a lot of information back then, because I was making a lot of mistakes. And knowing what I know now and the stocks that I had, folks, I wouldn't even if I would have just been patient. And that's one of the this is one of the biggest things that in any stock is to be patient, folks. I tell you, when we were at the height of the COVID crisis and the stocks were at this lowest, and all these stocks that were like 10 cents and 15 cents, and I had a lot of them, and because of my impatience, I let them go, because I thought that I could, put my money somewhere else and get a quicker return. But if I would have just held on, folks, I would have been already. I go back and I look at all the stocks that I had during that time period and all the ones that I sold. And if I just would have held, they would have slowly increased and got, from 10 cents all the way up to some of these stocks that I had, thousands of these types of stocks. Some of them are sitting at $1, $2, and $4 and stuff like that. I would have been out of my current financial situation, and I would have been able to fund, and I would have had enough funding, definitely for sure, to create the pitch pilot episode for our Project Grigori Legends. That's one of the biggest things that I have seen in studying, like social media, these people on these Facebook groups and other groups and stock boards. There's a lot of emotions that run in stocks, and I'm just telling you from my experience, and then looking at everybody else's experiences, and looking at the mistakes that I used to make, but I'm also looking at the mistakes that people are making now. And one of the number one things is emotions, because the moment you buy that stock, there's a lot of expectations that at that moment that stock is going to rise from that point that you bought it at. right? If you buy a stock at $1, you think it's a good entry point. You don't think that that stock should go any lower. And when it does start to get lower, your emotions change. They change on the green and they change on the red, don't they? So no matter what investment you get in, and whenever you buy, when you see it red, you cannot get emotional. And if you guys have like your stop losses in place, it's going to bring a lot more relief to you, especially if that particular stock has a really bad day, and that could prevent a lot of anger and making other bad decisions in your trading. So that's just a little word of advice from the things that I've experienced and the things that I'm seeing. And right now, folks, there is a lot of hype on stocks, and that's why a lot of times, when I do try to bring you guys stocks, I mean, there's so many hype stocks out there right now, and yes, some of them have made a lot of people money, and that's one of the things that I don't want to see you guys do and make those mistakes. So when I do try to bring a stock to you guys, when we start looking at some of these 000 stocks, a lot of them are bad companies, and some of them are actually good companies, and there's some that are actually great companies, but haven't been able to get off the ground, so to speak. And so with some of these companies, what I'm trying to look for in some of these companies is I am trying to find stocks that do have good value, that I do see long term, not just short term, but long term, because there's plenty of penny stocks that can be pumped, but you don't want to be the one left holding the bag when that penny stock is shooting up from 0.005 and it shoots up to 5 cents. You're like, oh, I should have got some. It's probably going to go up to like 50 cents, and you go buy in, and at that moment, that's when it starts to sell off. So every stock you buy is going to fluctuate. It's not just going to always just continuously go up and up and up. People sell off for various reasons, whether they're taking profit or they want to get into something else really quick, so they have to dilute, one of their stocks that they're holding, and maybe they choose that particular one, and they, invest into something else. So there's a lot of different reasons. So I hope, folks, that for those of you who did get in, I hope that you guys did get in. Anybody that heard about the stock on February 11th and on, I hope that you were able to get in at least a half a penny. Anyways, folks, I thank you for listening. God bless. And with that being said, Twisted Christian out.